Hello everyone, I wanted to do a little video over here to give some tips about how to record vocals and backup vocals. I don't think it's mostly about how to record them, that I would like to give some tips, and especially that I had a lot of questions on some of my videos. I think it's more about the arrangements and things like that. So in terms of getting into the studio to record your vocals, I mean, you have to be prepared. So you need to have practiced your songs, especially if you haven't got a chance to perform them live, because they're new when you want to release your record, before promoting it, which is usually what's, kind of makes sense. So you should practice them, have a good feel for them, be perfect pitch so that you don't drive the audio engineer crazy or anything like this. So I practice my songs here a lot. That, and also practice and prepare your harmonies and backup vocals, unless you're hiring a backup vocalist. Harmonies, some people write them on the music sheet, some people it comes by ear or things like this. So for harmonies, and also what we call layers or overdubs, when you have a song, usually you don't want to put a little more. This is not, generalization, but you don't want to put usually a little more on the chorus in terms of layers or harmonies and things like that. Layers and overdubs, they need to be really tight, or as tight as possible, close to the main vocal that you just recorded. It's better to record the main vocal, and right after you've done the main vocal for the chorus, for example, just record the layers right after, because your performance is still fresh, and to make it as close as possible, that's the easiest way to do. Layers and overdubs, sometimes they fit on the song, sometimes they don't. You have to really see how it feels to you. I don't know, it depends on the emotion, on, if you want it to pop, if there's a lot of instruments in the song, and you want the vocals to have a little bit of a thicker, effect, then you don't want to put, these layers and these overdubs. They don't always work for like quiet songs and things like that. Sometimes it's better to have just, the vocalist and the other instrument or whatever. In terms of harmonies, someone asked me the other day, so what do you do for the harmonies? You always put them at the same spot. It depends on what you're saying. It depends on what you're saying. It depends on the melody of the chorus at that moment, and the power, and the how can I say, how much you insisting on it. And then it depends on the instruments that you have in the background. So it depends on the arrangements, because as soon as you put vocal harmonies, it's obviously a vocal arrangement. It's not really just, singing. It's actually doing a vocal arrangement. So that depends on a lot of that. Often in the pre-chorus, you might want to have something, whether it might be a layer, an overdub, or harmony, to get into the chorus, so that you don't have something thin, on the verses, and then suddenly you have something thick. You kind of have like a progression. I always think progression. Do never do things, black and white, and suddenly you have. Sometimes that might work too. It depends, I guess, on, the song and things like this. So, I think this is funny. I'm using my iPhone, and I'm looking at the little dot here, which is the camera. Anyway, I hope I'm not distracting you. So, I think this is the main thing for vocal arrangements. Always think not just at the position of the vocals in the song, whether it's verses, choruses, bridge, and things like that. But try to see at the meaning of the words, what do you want to stick out. This is where you're gonna put a harmony or layers or things like that. I think that's really the main thing to know. Make sure your harmonies are good. So use your ears, but also, if you play an instrument, don't hesitate to check them, with the chords and your instrument and things like that. So I do everything by ear and I check it. Don't do too much. That's the thing. Sometimes we want to do a whole harmony on a part and then we realize, oh my god, it's not working at that spot, and it's because the bass or that other instrument is doing something else. So this is, you really have to have a composition sense in you. So I think that's it, and I hope that's helpful, and I wish you to do some great vocals and some great songs. Bye.